Our first guest today is Tracey Cox, T-R-A-C-E-Y, Cox. And she has written several books, and she's here today to talk about some of those books that she has written and published and are about to be released in the near future. Welcome to the program, Tracey.
Thank you, Mel.
And one of those books is titled How to Think Clearly. And so we'll let you take off and share with the viewers out there that information.
Great, thank you. Well, and thinking clearly, one of the first steps is to understand that thoughts are things. And in so doing, that it's important to open your mind to that idea that once a thought comes into your mind, that you're putting that energy out into the universe, that thought is going to translate into a certain vibration, whether it be a low vibration or a high vibration, that you want to understand that that energy is a certain frequency. And so as your voice projects, and if it's very loving, if it's very kind, if it's very empathetic, that's a certain frequency. If you're very angry, if you're very sad, if you're very upset, that's an entirely different frequency. And so whatever thought you're having at the time, that is going to translate into some type of emotion, some type of manifestation in the physical realm. And so that's has something to do with how to think clearly. So what that boils down to is, in life, we have many experiences, some of which are adversity, some of which are feeling like we're stuck, and some of which are settling for less. Mm-hmm. We may have one or more of those experiences, and those experiences that we have, what they do is they provide us with lessons or blessings. And to think clearly, once we come to that understanding that it's a lesson or a blessing, then we can deal with that in one of two ways. We can be reactive or we can be responsive. And if you're reactive, for the most part, you're declaring that you're going to be a victim. And if you're responsive, then you're going to be a victor.
Mm-hmm. So you, in essence, would then be indicating that you're going to try to solve that or resolve that issue.
Correct.
Yes.
And in resolving that issue, your pathway to the resolution is going to be much more at ease if you choose to be the victor. If you choose to be the victim, you're going to be in a field and a frequency of vibration that puts a lot of blame into other people or the situation or whatever, and you'll find yourself really like tied up in knots or struggling with the situation, versus if you choose to be the victor, you're going to raise to a higher vibration, and you'll find yourself in a field of frequency that's much more accepting and moving with the flow. You'll hear people say, I feel like I'm in the flow of things. I feel like it's coming along easily now. And the development towards the resolution comes so much easier.
Mm-hmm. So it depends upon what frequency I'm in at the very beginning.
Yes.
As to what the outcome will probably be.
Milt, you got it. That's
okay.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now, how can I identify that I'm in one frequency or another? Do I become frustrated or angry, or do I just say, boy, I got this whipped, I can just come up with the solution right away?
I'm so glad you asked. If you become very still and take a look inside and say, okay, how are people responding to me? Other people are a reflection to us as to what our own demeanor is. And so many times your most close relationships, the ones that are most intimate to you, how they are responding to you are going to be the ones who are feeding back to you information that you need to know. And then in your most quiet moments in your relationship with your higher power, whether you relate to that as the divine, if you relate to that as the creator, if you say the high mighty, calling God, when you have that discussion with that divine source, then that's when you know where you are within your own frequency, whether you're muddling in the throes of despair or sorrow or anger about the situation, or you've raised to a higher vibration of being accepting, willing to move to the resolution.
Okay, okay. Now, will I be able to identify easier by talking about it out loud or just working through it mentally?
Actually, it helps to do some of both. Sometimes understanding what your dreams are saying to you is very helpful. Oftentimes asking for help before you go to sleep, asking in your prayer life, in your meditation, counting what you have gratitude for before you go to sleep, counting your blessings, saying what you're grateful for, and then saying, please shed some light, please give me guidance, please, I'm willing and open and receptive to what you might bring to this situation. And then be open and receptive when you are first awakening in the morning and you're in that little foggy space in the morning, and be receptive to what your dreams have been. And then jot them down, and then if you need some help interpreting them, then come to someone like myself who might be able to help you say, oh gosh, this is what it's about.
Okay. And in the book then, I should be able to go to that book if I'm still a little confused after I've done that process, and maybe I'll find some additional aids.
Right, exactly. And the book that I'm putting together now that is going to be coming out after the first of the year is Vibrational Change for One Courageous Life, the 3-Step Solution. And in that, it is a culmination of my own personal story of how I faced adversity and was able to be a victor in that circumstance, and the gift that I found and the acceptance that I had throughout that entire journey, and then also my philosophy, that some of which we talked about today, and then also the 3 steps, which the 3 steps is understanding, first of all, your purpose and your passion, secondly, understanding and embracing your challenges, and then thirdly, living a higher vibration.
Oh, okay. And so contained in the book are answers to each of these areas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Well now, is this book on the market yet?
It's coming out after the first of the year. It'll be through Balboa Press, and it will be on Amazon.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, in addition to this book that's just coming out, you have created some other books, have you not?
Yes, I have. I have a chapter that I wrote called Transformation into Reverence, and it's a short version of my entire story, and that's in a book called Our Evolution, The Return of the Divine Feminine, and that is available on Amazon now. And then also another book is called The Gifted Journey, and that is a story about Chloe, who is a serial entrepreneur who is having difficulty in being stuck in getting her business to work, and she consults with many different people, of which one of them is myself, and how to get unstuck and be successful in her businesses, and that's meant for entrepreneurs.
Okay, and the book that we talked about just a minute ago is not actually on the bookshelf yet, ready for sale, but it's getting close.
No, the Vibrational Change for One Courageous Life will be available after the first of the year, and it's being published through Balboa Press, and it will be available on Amazon, and it will be probably sometime in March.
Has this been one of your lifetime ambitions, and that is to create a book and then market the book?
Yes, ever since I had faced my own adversity and felt that it was necessary to overcome that, and the lesson that I learned and the blessing that I found in that experience, after 11 years, I kept looking for the gift. I found the gift. It was a huge blessing for me. And after that, I felt like I had to tell all of humanity that there is heaven on earth. And it's a joy. It's a real joy.
You know, it just seems like there's many people out there, and I'm one of them, you know, that every once in a while you get to a point where, how can I resolve this particular issue? And the anxieties that it creates. And I'm sure if we had a chance to read it, everyone who is in that situation could certainly respond in an effective way, as opposed to just muddling through it and maybe just putting it on the shelf here, and it adds to other unresolved things that you have on the shelf.
Right. Well, it's very common in life to have adversity, and it's very common in life to feel stuck, and it's very common to have settled for less, any one or more of those. And this book will definitely assist and empower each and every one of the people who read it to deal with any one of those issues effectively. And myself as a coach and a hypnotherapist provide services for those folks to be an adjunct to having read the book.
All right. And let's give the viewers out there are you receptive to a telephone call from a viewer who would like to explore this a little more?
Oh, sure I am. Yes, that would be awesome. I would be happy to talk with any one of the viewers. My number is 512-965-4325, and my website is www.traceylyncox.com, and you can find more information there about who I am and the services I provide.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you know, many times when you're trying to resolve an issue or when you're reading a book, there's always some questions that you would like to ask about certain things. And knowing the resource to go to should help me. If I stumble through a certain section of the book, I can go and call you and resolve that issue before I get into more confusion.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Definitely.
Well, anything you'd like to add in closing?
I thank you very much for having me here today. It's been a pleasure. And again, my number is 512-965-4325. I look forward to hearing from you and empowering you in any way I can in your life's journey.
And it'll be nice that when your new book comes out on the market, perhaps maybe we can come back and talk a little bit more about that then.
I'd love to. Thank you, Milt.
All right. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
All right.